All right, let's talk about a day in the life in player development. I get this question a lot. A lot of people I know in the space get this question a lot. People ask, what does a day look like? And most people, if not everyone, will tell you, no day looks the same. I used to tell people all the time, I don't know what the day looks like until I wake up, check my phone for notifications and see where we're going from there. But with that said, I do want to break down what a typical day can look like, right? If there's not a curveball here, not an emergency here, not a new player coming into the program here, not a new player trying to leave the program, what could it look like on a typical day? Now, if you're sitting here and you say, what is player development? You're talking about player development. Player development is the enhancement of the athlete experience through holistic and intentional programs and initiatives. If you want more information on player development, I have a player development 101 packet that you can download today. But we're going to talk about it. Also, let me tell you about myself. I'm Ed Jones. I was in the player development role at Houston, Kansas, and Baylor. So this day in the life question is one that I think is fair. It's always tough to answer because truly in the role, everything's new. But I'm going to take you back to my last time doing it when I was at Baylor, and I'll use that time to kind of give you a typical day. Before I start that, I actually want to start a day in the life series where I go around and talk to people in the space, spend 24 hours with people in the space, be it at a professional level in college. I know I have my list of people I want to go spend the day with. Who are people that you would like for me to spend a day with? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to spend a day with those people. All right, so let's talk. All right, so here we are at Baylor University. It's 2021. I was assistant athletic director of player development. I'm going to talk about how my day was. Now, of course, I started at 3:48 in the morning with Saratoga, a bowl, ice, and some bananas, right? I got my Ashton. I'm just playing. Shout out to Ashton Hall, great content creator. I was going to get Saratoga and a banana, and I forgot to get it at the grocery store. And then I was like, am I going to like dip my head? Maybe I'll do that later for social media. But no, seriously, the day started about 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock was when my alarm go off, maybe 5, right before 5 o'clock. And my alarm's off. My clothes are already ready for the day. I'm going to head to the facility and get a quick workout, check my messages, make sure there's nothing emergency that has to happen. So I rolled there 5 o'clock. I live about 20 minutes away, so I get there about 5:30. Like I said, I just get up, go straight. Everything's prepared. And so I go get a quick lift. The reason why I'm trying to get a quick lift is because at 6 o'clock is when the newcomers or the injured players are having their lift. And I wanted to be there to help them, but also wanted to get my lift in before there. A lot of players respect your lift. And sometimes I would get a lift in a certain area. The strength coaches will allow me a certain area while they lifted to get a lift so I could lift and encourage. But players always appreciated seeing staff members lift. But going back 6, I'm in there, I'm juicing them up. I'm providing encouragement to the newcomers or the injured lift. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Most of them don't want to be there, but I'm coming together with the strength staff. Once again, collaborating with the strength staff. Just going around, I asked strength coaches. They let me kind of rattle the bars and all that. They enjoyed it. To have somebody there on the staff to be with them. So that's 5 to 6, and then 6 to 7 was about the lift. At about 6:45, I would leave, go upstairs, get my breakfast checklist, make sure I have everything for breakfast check, and bring any materials over I needed to that I can get done, be it some academic things I need to get done, some stuff on campus, whatever it may be in the role. I would bring that over with me. 7 o'clock is when breakfast would start. I'm doing the breakfast checks, checking people off. As I'm doing that, players are talking to me, but also I'm knocking out tasks. I'm responding to emails. I'm thinking about certain things. I'm typing out different things, programs and initiatives we can do. From 7 to 7:45, I'm there doing breakfast checks. At 7:45, someone switches with me because I'm headed to the staff meeting. Staff meeting starts at 8. I'm going to the staff meeting. I'm in there. It probably goes from 8 to about 9. I'm sitting there taking notes. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. This is what we're doing. Okay, this is what's happening with the players. The players need to know this, whatever it may be. The way we did it is every Monday was a culture meeting for the team. Wednesdays were academic meetings, and then Fridays were recruiting meetings. So we had 3 staff meetings per week. And so based off whatever day of the week that was, if there was a staff meeting, I'm taking notes. Okay, I'm always thinking, what do I need to know? What do the players need to know? And how can I communicate and also help provide value to our coaches? So staff meeting ends. I go back to the breakfast checks, check out breakfast, see who's there, switch up with the person. At this time, I'm probably doing class checks. I would class check with the head coach. We would jump in the cart, go check some classes, come back. And I would drop him off, get back in the cart, take some injured players to class. We had a couple players that had injuries and needed some help to get to class, I will help them as well. So I'm out there taking them to class. I may finish up on some class checks there at that 10 to 10:30 time. And then I'm heading back to the facility to finish breakfast checks to make sure everybody's coming to breakfast. I'm reaching out to coaches and saying, hey, so-and-so didn't make it. Or I'm reaching out to players like, hey, once again, reminder, 30 minutes, different things like that, checking that. After I'm done with the breakfast check, I talk to the staff, let them know, thank you so much. Just chopping it up with them. Shout out to Ms. Val. Ms. Val, anybody at Baylor knows Ms. Val. I'm chopping up with Ms. Val, talking about this week. How do we feel about the game? Chopping up with their staff. After that, 11 o'clock, I am now heading back. I want to go around and touch just a quick wrap around of the staff. I'm going to go see academics. I'm going to see equipment, sports med, just a quick touch around. Hey, is everything good? Is there anything I need to know? I'm doing that while also taking notes down, finishing some charts, different things like that. May have some meetings set up with players. So some players may come into my office and we may go from there. So those are the first 6 hours, right? First 6 hours from 5 to 11, kind of getting into it. As you see, there's a lot of connection with players at this time, but at this time they're starting to leave to go to class. And so my big deal was whenever players were in the building, I always wanted to make sure that I was there when they were there, or they're lifting as they're getting ready for class. Some of them have tutoring sessions going on. I wanted to be around the class checks. I didn't want to just be the guy checking class, but I show up early, talk to them about class, different things like that. So that first 6 hours is a heavy, and also the breakfast checks. You get a chance to be in there for breakfast, talk to them. Those first 6 hours are heavy relationship building time. All right, so now we're going to go to that 11:30 to 1 p.m. This is, like I said, I'm doing checks with the departments. I may have to sit down, have a quick meeting, tell academics, hey, I'm gonna come back, have a meeting. Compliance, always talking to compliance about programs, things like that. But one thing I did, and someone I work with always get on me about this, around that 12 to 1 time when lunch is happening, that was a big networking time for me. Maybe someone on LinkedIn sent me a message they wanted to connect, or maybe one of my colleagues at another university wanted to connect. This was a time I kept open to networking, to building relationships, to helping people who want to know more about player development. This is kind of like my give back time. A lot of stuff I do now, I wish I did the podcast back then, but I didn't. A lot of stuff I do now with helping you all understand player development, that 12 to 1 or 11:30 to 1 time was when I was helping people. Maybe it was, I had students who did other sports who wanted to know about player development, or GAs that wanted to know. This is the time I would talk to them, spend time with them. Lunch was provided in the building, so a lot of times I just grabbed and went to my room. I wish I would have made my own lunch and been more healthy, but it was convenient to just grab the lunch that was there. And then sometimes I would have lunch on campus. So one thing I enjoyed about working for the staff at Baylor, our head coach really pushed for people to have their lunch, period. He would go work out, other people would go work out, but like lunch was your time. And I really appreciated that because it allowed you to kind of take a breath and say, okay, football's a lot. We're going to be here for most of the day, but let me take my time. So that allowed me to get some things done. All right, I'm going to have my phone help me because I'll talk fast and get going. But after lunch is when players are starting to come back. So right around that 1 o'clock time is when a lot of students are coming back from class. They have morning classes. So they're in the training room. They're eating lunch. They're probably eating lunch in a facility or somewhere. They're eating lunch, they're getting snacks. They're starting to get their minds ready. So I'm going around. I'm sitting there talking to people in the locker room, joking with them in the locker room, maybe in the player lounge, and probably a late lift. I'm in the late lift as well, talking to people as well, or encouraging players. But they're starting to get ready for our team meeting. So at 1 to 2 o'clock was when they're starting to get tape. They're starting to get, prepared for practice. They're watching film, different things like that. And I'm starting to really, once again, it's that high relationship time. Because then the staff meeting starts, or the team meeting starts at 2 o'clock. So the team meeting would start at 2. Everybody's in there. Coach would discuss what he needed to discuss. It would take about, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it may be, whatever he felt like discussing at that time. Then the players would go from the team meeting into their position meeting rooms where they will watch film for practice, get the game plan, do whatever they need to do. This is a time when they are in football. This is a crucial time for me to get things done. So this was normally when I had my more formal academic meeting. This is where if I had to meet with the stress staff about anything, we would sit down and talk. If I had to meet with compliance, this is when I would have meetings with compliance. If I had to have meetings with anybody, development, whoever, someone in the athletic department wanted to know different things, facilities. This is when I had those meetings because the players I knew there weren't going to be any player concerns because all the players were with their position coaches. And so this is when I had those meetings. This is when during fall camp, this is when I would take care of myself. I go ice my body. You know, y'all got some nagging injuries from back in the day. I'd ice my body and read and make sure I'm prepared for their practice. This was also a time when I got a lot of stuff done. This was my productivity time. So this is when I would turn on my productivity music. This is when I'm answering back emails. This is when I'm finishing up whatever I started in the morning, piecing that together. This is when I'm probably having a meeting with our director of operations to talk about different things. Hey, what help do we need for the weekend? This is when I am really, anything that needs to be done strategic, I really try, or strategic with someone else. So like my strategic hour is early in the morning, but if I had to do something with someone else, this was that time, that like 2:45, 3 o'clock to almost like 4 when practice starts, 4:30 when practice starts. So it was like an hour and a half. Some cases it could be longer if the team meeting was short. This is the time to get that done. So this was when I was trying to get things prepared. So I know I'm gonna be late, so I'm not later. So I can get ahead of the day, get ahead of the week. And so that's what I would do. So one thing I created to help me with this, and I want you all to see this, and it'll be downloadable document for you as well, is I created this tracker. As before we get to the rest of the schedule, I created this tracker to help me because player development can be so, it could be a lot. It could be a lot. And there's a lot of things that can happen each day. I've had weeks where I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So what I did was I created a tracker. You can see it on the screen. Has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So there were things that would happen normally throughout the week that I had to get done. And Sunday. So Sunday I would get the academic stuff prepared. Monday I prepared for the academic meeting. Tuesday I would do something. Wednesday I would do something. Thursday I knew tickets. We had, hey guys, here's the deadline for tickets, different things like that. We're traveling. So this helped me knock out the things that I knew I had to do each day. And this helped me so much in the role. I can't say this enough. When you're able to take care of the things you know you have to take care of, this helps so much. This is that document that helped me. I created this at Baylor, and it helped me so much. It helped me be productive, get ahead of things when days were slow, right? So if you got that slow day where it's like, all right, ain't nothing happening, cool. I'm jumping on, I'm knocking out as many of these things as possible because I know a curveball is going to come at some point. So that's the document I want to share there with you. Download it there. It will help you greatly. All right, so the next period, here it is. Team meetings are done and you hear, bah! There's this loud horn that goes in the hallway. Sometimes I would honk it. They stopped letting me honk it because I was used to hold it as long as I could. But anyway, that breaks. And now players know that they got 30 minutes to be on the field. And so I'm more in a let's go. If anybody's lagging behind, if somebody, they may say, hey, Coach Jones, I need this. Or can you, okay, cool. I'm help you with that. Like I'm in the locker room, encouraging people to get out to the practice field. Let's go. And so I go from developing to being an encourager. Now I'm jumping on with the coaching staff and we're trying to get people out, different things like that. I'm jogging to the practice field, talking to guys there. I'm talking to guys during stretch. Practice starts to stretch. I'm doing some of the stretches with guys, going around, dabbing guys up. Hey man, how your day going? How you doing? This is when I'm back. Once again, this is a high relational time. I think there's some people not in this space, but even some coaches think that practice is practice. You got to leave them alone. This is a great time to build some relationships as well because they're stretching. They got a little downtime, not much, but you're hyping them up. You're getting them going, boom. Then they go to period one, all the periods. I'm just walking around. I might be with the defense one day. I might be with the offense one day, hyping them up, whatever it may be. I'm talking to cats doing, water breaks. Whenever we do our water break in fall camp, we would have a water or a fuel hour, fuel minute, or I forgot what we called it, fuel time. But I'm helping the dietitians. Hey, here you go. Pass out water, pass out fuel. You need this. Here's some watermelon. Here's, some oranges. Here's some bananas. Here's some Gatorade. Here's coconut water. Here's whatever you need to get fuel. So I am helping. I am a utility player. I'm the best teammate ever, as Dr. Lacey Carmen Johnson says, and I am helping in that process. And there's times also at practice what's going on is we have former players there. We can have family members there, players, and then we can have family members of staff. And so I'm walking around, talking to people, getting to know who they are, making sure people feel at home at our practice, making sure people feel good. And so I am in a place where I am really providing value to everything that is going on. Practice goes on. Like I said, I'm hyped. I'm also watching it. I'm trying to see if I have sometimes to take paper with me. I'm taking notes on who's doing a good job and who do I need to encourage on the way out. Encourage, hey man, we can do better. You're better than this. Or encourage, say, hey, keep going. Keep going. You're a great leader. Practice ends. I hang around. I know there's a couple guys I got to get some deals to. Hey man, just a reminder, you got class. Sometimes in practice, I had to take some guys to class. I forgot to say that in the newsletter, but there were some of our players who had PM classes, and I would have to get on the cart, run them to class, get in the locker room, run them to class, just so they can, it's kind of that balance of practicing and getting things done. And so that was there as well. But I'm walking off the field saying, hey, you got this. What's up? Having conversations. Some of the great conversations you can have are walking off the field. Somebody's having a bad day. Hey, man, you can put your arm around them. Hey, you're going to be all right, man. You're going to be all right. It was just a day. Somebody had a great day. Hey, great day. Way to stack your days. I see you being a leader. And I'm walking with them off the field, having conversations, talking to them, ensuring that things are good. I'm also talking to coaches as well. I think, I'm there to develop players, but having those relationships with coaches as well. Coach, how'd your group do today? Man, we got to learn, man. Or, man, we did a great job. I'm there to provide value. And then from there, they go into the locker room. They're getting changed. I might run in real quick. If I need to grab somebody, hey, when you're done, come here. Different things like that. They get in there, they get prepared, they get showered. I'm headed over to dinner. They have dinner starting about 7 o'clock. So they have that dinner set up. I'm there. Sometimes I do the check. Sometimes I didn't. I think the strength staff did dinner checks. So I'm sitting there making sure guys are good, going back to talk to guys, whatever it may be. Then some of them will transition from dinner to tutoring. So then I go up before they get there. I'm going around tutoring, talking to the tutors. Hey, how you doing? I'm Coach Jones, blah, 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 blah. How's everything going? Boom, boom, boom. And then players come, hey, how's so-and-so doing? I would pop my head in some of those tutoring sessions, say, hey, what are you learning? What is he learning? What are they doing? So there's different things there to help. Then I go back to my office once again. Some players may want to meet. They come after tutoring. They want to talk to me about something. It could be personal. It could be performance. It could be whatever. Like they just want to chop it up. I'm there. I make sure I got everything done. Checking with people once again. Check with academics. Checking with operations. Checking with strength, equipment, sports med. I'm back in sports med because some people who don't have tutoring, they're nursing an injury. Maybe they're hurt and they need some treatment. So I'm in there making sure, hey, you good? Talking to them, talking to sports med as well. Check all that, make sure all those checks are good. Look around. All right, cool. Players are good. They're leaving about 9 o'clock and I'm leaving as well. I say goodbye to those who want to get some extra work. And then I am out of there headed home. So that is a day in the life. One thing I regret is that when I was in the role, I never did content. But like I said, I will go out and get content of people who are doing it in the role. Now, if you want to ask these people who are doing it in the role in person what their day in the life is, you need to come to the 2025 Player Development Summit. Yes, you do. 2025 Player. I'm so excited I can't talk. The 2025 Player Development Summit will be May 29th through the 31st here in Kansas City. Those days are going by, y'all. We're about 7 weeks out. You need to come. You need to come. Get your tickets. It's in the show notes. And then if you need more information, I have a summit playbook to talk to you more about the summit and the city of Kansas City. As I always say, go out and create generational impact. Don't wait. Create that generational impact today. Thank y'all so much for your time. And let's go. Hope to see you soon. That's a day in the life. But once again, who do you want? Who do you want me to highlight? Let me know. Day in the life.